So welcome to this video of bad lighting and good blasters. Today we have a very odd product that is called the Archery Blaster, also known as the Osprey, that was released under the Adventure Force series by Dart Zone. Now when you get the blaster, you also get a couple of extra things. One of them is this target, which is kind of interesting, but not really. It's a target. Not really a whole lot to say about it. It has these feet that can fold out if you want to put it on a table, and also a screw hole so you can hang it up. And that's pretty much it. These feet can snap out of place pretty easily. What is somewhat more interesting is this. This is a wrist-mounted dart holder, which I have never really seen, but I like it, and especially for this product. Because pretending that, you know, you run out of darts or whatever, then this is kind of in a perfect place for you to stick it in there. And of course, the blaster also includes these weird suction darts, which remind me of the Nerf Mega suction darts. Now to the actual blaster, sort of going from front to back. Up front, guess what? There's no in-strike barrel lug. This is not a Nerf brand blaster, but we do have a turret. And this turret rotates freely in either direction. If for some reason you can't load all those barrels up at the front, the bow arms at the top and bottom are folded in the box, and they can be folded back again with the press of these buttons. Then this can all collapse for easier storage. Now, something about this that is very, very odd is in the barrels, as there is no DRM, there's nothing whatsoever, there's no air restrictor, there's nothing there. So you can kind of shove whatever you want in the barrels, which is kind of virtually every company puts something in front of the barrel or inside the barrel, so you can't do it for a good reason. So you know you can't shove a AA battery in there and fire it and put a hole in your friend's head. Of course, I'm making that up, but that is actually a pretty concerning flaw. What it does mean, though, is that it is compatible with quite the variety of ammo types. Obviously, it's compatible with, you know, any regular type of dart. This is just an Air Warriors dart, elite darts, streamlined darts, big head darts like these Tagger darts. Despite what the website says, it is actually compatible with half-length darts. If you jam it in there with your pinky at least. Somewhat interesting by itself. And it is also compatible with End 1 darts. Although you really have to jam it, like, it's obviously not designed for it, but technically it'll fire an End 1 dart and it'll rocket out of there with a vengeance. And by extension, it's also compatible with, you know, regular waffle head darts. This is the grip. It is relatively comfortable and big enough for my hands, but I don't think it would be alienating for small hands. This thing here, not the handle, is the rotation mechanism. So when that gets pulled back, it rotates, which is bizarre. I've never seen that before. And this is also the back of the plunger tube. And if you're wondering, the plunger tube is probably that long, and the draw reflects that. The draw of this is insanely long. If I pull it back, that's the max draw. I can't even get it in frame, which is crazy for one of these blasters to have that kind of a draw. And the only blaster that I know of with a comparable draw length is the original bow and arrow from 1991. So crazy long draw length, and I'm sure you could probably modify this to shoot really hard, or at the very least shoot a larger type of ammo. But moving behind that, you have these elastic bungee bands, which obviously don't do anything except for aesthetics, because this is a spring-powered blaster. And in the very back, we have this handle. And this handle is somewhat interesting. For one, this string doesn't actually go through it, so it can't slide through. And also, it has two grooves here for your fingers, and it also has a piece here so that you can pinch it comfortably. So you can fire that way, or that way. And it just goes to show that this is goofy, but for the most part, it's well executed, except for that front thing that I already told you about. So let's see it fire. Welcome to the firing test. I have with me one bow with one load of darts to fire at a target and probably miss because it's very hard to aim this blaster. But I have 8 shots and one target to get, one Zambi or zombie, depending on your perspective. So let's go. I'm probably sitting 10 feet from this, by the way. Hey, there we go. So out of 4 darts, 1 out of 4. Let's see if I can. Some of those hit the target, but they didn't stick. Now that you've seen it fire, is it really worth the $20 asking price? If you're a stock nerfer, no, it's a bow and it doesn't have a catch, and despite the fact that it holds 8 darts, it's a bow and doesn't have a catch. You're never gonna hit anything. However, if you're a modder, which is rare in the modern day, but if you are, then I think that you could actually find some use out of this because of the insane plunger volume, because it's a wide plunger relative to a lot of them, and it's super duper long. Like I don't think I can exaggerate how ridiculously long the plunger, the length of the plunger tube is. There's a lot of air going through this. And because of that, if you put a catch on this, or if you replaced this turret on the front with some other barrel, you could probably get a lot of power out of this. But yeah, that is the Adventure Force Osprey / archery target thing, whatever it's called. A very interesting blaster from Dart Zone. Hopefully you enjoyed this selection of content, and if you enjoyed it, then I'll probably do more of these. See you around.